Hey Scorpio, happy birthday to those of you who are born November 1st through the 7th. This is the weekly forecast for Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up on this lovely new moon energy that we're coming into for Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Rising. You may happen to stumble upon this video outside of the dates I mentioned. Don't you worry. You found it whenever you were meant to find it and whenever these messages were for you. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. Not every message will resonate, but take the ones that do and leave the ones that don't. So without further ado, my dear Scorpio friends, let's see what's happening for you as we're coming into this new moon energy and as we're coming into the week ahead. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle. Alrighty, my dear. So the first card that's coming up here is the Two of Cups. Now, you guys that watch my videos, my weekly forecasts, you know that I focus on the weekly forecasts on everything other than love, and once a month I'll do a love reading. Love readings for November are already up, and I'll have those listed in the description of the video if you want to check out the love videos. Now, Two of Cups is kind of typecast as a love and romance card, so there could be, for some of you Scorpios, where you are paying attention to your love life, or there could be big significant shifts happening for you in your love life, and you may be dealing with a significant soulmate. However, for those of you where love is absolutely positively not happening, you don't want it, you're not focusing on it, you are deliberately excluding it from your life, then the Two of Cups is just going to be harmony and balance in terms of your interactions with others. Okay? Two of Cups tends to come up when it's like giver meets giver. Scorpios have very big hearts. They're very loyal, right? They will do anything for the people that they care about. But unfortunately, when somebody is a giver like that, they might attract people who are selfish or self-centered or who are takers. But when we have the Two of Cups, it's like giver meets giver, and they're both working together. They're both trying to help each other. What can I do for my friend today? What can I do for my partner today? How can I look out for them today? I feel, Scorpio, some of you have been just wanting a partner in crime, or wanting a partner on a project or a labor of love or idea. Maybe not so much love and romance for some of you, but you've been wanting someone that you can connect with and have as like a spiritual equal, an intellectual equal. And so I do feel some of you are manifesting that kind of energy. There is going to be a romantic aspect for some of you, those of you who are open to that. As we're coming into the new moon, this might be the intention that many of you are setting, and that this is something that you're going to be able to manifest as we're coming into the new moon energy. I feel also with this Two of Cups, there's a sense of like loyalty. Like you're tired of being loyal and not having people defend you or stand up for you. So I feel a lot of you are manifesting specifically connections with others, with people who are loyal. The next card that's coming up here for Scorpio is the Devil, okay? There could be something happening here with a Capricorn. Capricorns are represented by the Devil card energy. However, this is a Major Arcana card, and Major Arcana cards are going to come up when we're at a significant crossroads, and the situation we're dealing with is directly connected to what we came here to learn and what we came here to accomplish. The Devil card can indicate here that we might be overcoming or healing certain addictions or insecurities or fears, overcoming jealousy or insecurities. The Devil card oftentimes can indicate here negative ego. And negative ego will come in very loud and very strong when we're in a situation where things are going well for us, right? Negative ego wants to come in and say, oh my gosh, you know, don't get your hopes up. This isn't going to work out. It never does. And it starts telling us all the things that could potentially go wrong or probably going to go wrong, or, you know, and so anytime we're coming into really big, significant changes, the negative ego is very loud, because the negative ego hates change, even when the change is a good thing. So when you find yourself dealing with negative ego or battling with negative ego, I want you guys to do what you can to remind yourself that you must be very, very close to a massive breakthrough. And that's why the negative ego is coming in so strong, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I must be on the threshold of some really big changes because negative ego is freaking out here. Negative ego doesn't want it. I feel also here, Scorpio, that you have to be cautious and you have to look out, because I feel a lot of you have made a lot of progress in terms of your self-esteem, in terms of your confidence, in terms of your spiritual connection and your healing. But for some reason, as you're coming into this smoother sailing, or you're getting good news, whether it's a job that you wanted, or friendships that are coming in, or a romantic relationship, something about this positive thing coming in is making you feel very vulnerable. And you're very happy to have it, but you also are having fear of losing it. And unfortunately, I feel like this negative self-talk is really kind of being triggered, where you're putting yourself down and you're feeling like you're not good enough, and you're looking at things that you don't like about yourself. When you find yourself, as I said, remind yourself about what I said, the negative ego, but you can also ask Archangel Jophiel to help you. Dear Archangel Jophiel, help me to love myself and see myself the way that heaven loves me and sees me. Thank you for helping me to see others and love others the way that heaven sees them. Thank you for beautifying my thoughts, my words, my deeds, my surroundings. Thank you for bringing love and beauty into my life, you know? And so you can definitely call on her and ask her to help you with making that shift. But I just feel, unfortunately, it's like things are going well, but like you're beating yourself up, or you're putting yourself down. Like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not successful enough. And it's the insecurity, okay? Your next card here, Scorpio. Talk about that negative ego, right? The Nine of Swords. The what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? I do feel that some of you might have something happening this week where you have really good news coming in. Like something really positive is happening or coming in, and you might get into the spirit of indulging, and some of you might indulge in a way that might be, like kind of like borderline in terms of addiction. Or I'm not laughing at addiction, I'm laughing because I actually heard the word debauchery. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's not that extreme, maybe it's not that excessive, but you're like it might as well be, you know, like you might be like in that mindset where you're like exaggerating it in your mind. You know, I don't know if it's actually debauchery, you know, but you might be like, well, it might as well have been. So maybe some of you have been, you know, abstaining from certain unhealthy indulgences or addictions from a long time. Or maybe some of you have been celibate for a long time and you've been waiting for like the perfect circumstance or perfect situation. But I feel like good news is coming in, and you're letting loose, and you're having a good time, and you're maybe even celebrating, and you're finding yourself going a lot further than you had anticipated or than you had wanted to. So maybe you're kind of beating yourself up, right? Like, oh, I was doing so good. I had given up sugar entirely, and I was almost, you know, I was almost 6 months without sugar, and I broke it. Or I was, you know, abstaining or celibate, and I let my guard down and, you know, slept with somebody. Or you know, I hadn't been drinking and I fell off the wagon, like whatever it might be. I feel like you're kind of beating yourself up and feeling really bad about it. And for some of you, in some cases, when this good news is coming in, the other aspect of it for some of you, you're not necessarily feeling bad about partying or celebrating something, but I feel there are people that are looking at you and like giving you a hard time for this opportunity that you're embracing. Maybe you're taking a job and they don't agree with it. Maybe you're having an opportunity to do something in the public eye, and maybe you're like a creative person. Maybe like you have some kind of stage presence or stage name or like character, right? And maybe you're having a chance to, you're having an opportunity where you're going to be able to perform or be seen. And so for some of you, there could be like maybe your friends or your family are like, oh my gosh, like you're going to be embarrassing the family, or you're going to be shaming us. Or again, I'm not going to focus on love in this reading, but maybe there's somebody that's come in that you're pretty gaga goo goo over, and they might be like, this person's terrible for you, and you know, like, look at this person, and you know, like, you know, I just feel like you're really happy and you have really good things coming in. But unfortunately, there's people around you like shaming you for it because it's not aligned with what they want for you or what they think is a good thing. And so the Nine of Swords is like we start to freak out. We start to worry. We start to think about all the things that might go wrong. And, you know, yeah, okay, it's possible they might go wrong, but they might not go wrong. They might not happen. So Nine of Swords tells us we need to get grounded. We need to take a moment to ask ourselves, okay, here's the things that I'm worried about. What are some things that I could do that I could maybe prevent these things from happening? On the other hand, if these things do happen anyway, what are some ways I can have like a plan B, a plan C, some kind of a safety net? How can I be prepared for that scenario if it actually happens? And then the rest of it is we have to give it up. We have to surrender it to God, to universe, to higher power, and just basically say, dear God, dear angels, dear universe, here's all the things I'm worried about. Here's all the things that I'm doing on my end. But I ask, if it's in the best and highest good of all involved, that these things I'm worried about don't happen. But if for some reason they have to happen, please lead me through it. Please guide me through it quickly. I want to say also here with the Nine of Swords, rest is going to be very important for you, Scorpio. A lot of you have been overworking, okay? And really pushing yourself really hard. And now that the stress and the anxiety is coming in, you might have some insomnia. But I feel that you're going to have really big decisions to make in the next 2.5 to 3 months. Immediately in the next 2 weeks, but then gradually over the next 2 to 3 months, really big decisions to make. And it's really difficult to make good decisions and to think clearly when we're tired, because when we're tired, we're overly emotional. And when we're overly emotional, we can't think logically. So you're going to have some discipline here in the coming week, and you're going to have to make sure you're getting rest. You're going to have that boundary with yourself. You might be tempted to stay up and stress about things and worry about things, or scroll through the internet, or my favorite, right? I'm a Scorpio, so I know what Scorpios are like. We might start researching the topic or researching the situation, and we're up for hours like analyzing and researching everything there is to know about the situation, and you know, maybe even like spiritual things or metaphysical things. And Nine of Swords is saying, give it a rest. Rest is crucial for you. Make sure that you're resting. It's good to do research. It's good to understand things. It's good to educate yourself, but within balance here. Don't let it rob you of your sleep. Sleep is going to be really important in you being able to ground yourself and to balance your emotions as you have the negative ego freaking you out as you're coming into these big changes and blessings. Sleep, I don't know if you guys know this, but sleep is also a time that we receive spiritual messages. Our spirit guides, our ancestors who've passed on, the spirit realm will share information with us. And a lot of the times we'll wake up with like this inner knowing. Oh, that's what I'll do. Like that's how people say, oh, sleep on it. You'll know what to do when you wake up. Sometimes that happens. We sleep on something. We wake up the next day and we're like, you know what? This feels right to me. The reason why is all that information came into you while you were sleeping, even if you don't remember having a dream. So sleeping is a time that we're downloading information. It's very important. Very, very important. The next card that's coming up here for you guys, Scorpio, is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is putting in the hard work. And your hard work and all of your efforts are paying off. There's a harvest coming in. All of the seeds you planted, all of the seeds that you watered are coming up. And you're going to have this harvest coming in. Scorpio, those of you who are self-employed or have been doing something in terms of business, I feel there might be this sudden boost that you didn't see coming. You know, you kind of maybe thought things were slow, and there's different reasons for that, why that can be. But you might be providing a service or doing something that in the coming weeks or months, people are going to be looking for this service because of what's happening in the world dynamic and the way things are changing. They're coming to you. They need what you're offering. And so I feel like some of you really, really, really need to rest the next couple of weeks, because after that, it's going to be crazy busy. Crazy busy. So you want to make sure your battery is fully charged. You have your place organized. You have your home organized, or wherever you're living organized. There's no clutter. It's your sanctuary. It's a nice little vibe. You can really relax and unwind there. And that you have a schedule, a good solid schedule in place, because you're going to need it, so that you don't fall into chaos and you don't fall into getting stressed out. And so that even though things are going to be very busy, you're going to be able to run very efficiently, because your place is organized, you have a good schedule, you're rested, so that you don't get overwhelmed with the amount of work that's coming in. Okay, I also feel like some of you are being led to write, and you may even have very impromptu, out of nowhere, falling into your lap. Maybe somebody is approaching you and wanting you to write a book on a topic or a subject, or wanting to like be a book agent or something for you. But for some reason, I'm getting something about writing for some of you Scorpios. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for November are linked in the description. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you so much for those of you who've been donating to the PayPal link. I'm very touched by that. It's, again, totally not necessary, but those of you who felt moved to do that, thank you very much. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful week, my dears. Take care.